Hayhills Farm Wood about 9 months ago. The idea was that we were going to do a new woodland creation that the main focus would be on nature recovery. So when we first looked at the site, we found that through bird surveys and vegetation surveys that it was fairly devoid of any biodiversity on site. So the best thing that we could do at that point was to create a new woodland. From that point on, we designed something that was around building a high canopy woodland, looking at what woods are in the existing landscape. So around this sort of area you get a lot of oak, birch, hazel sort of woodland. So those are the species that we're trying to match. The site itself, through sort of existing tree cover and hedgerows, connects to another sort of 4 or 5 woods in the area. So by creating the woodland, what we're doing is we're really connecting the habitats on a landscape scale. So they were our main sort of focuses, and then as the design developed, we thought it was a real opportunity to engage with the community. So we did quite a lot of engagement in Silsden, and we found that there was a real appetite to get involved. So since then we've made sure that we really involve the community in the planting and the process of it. So Hayhills Farm Wood is one of 10 partnership planting schemes that we do with Lloyds Banking Group. In that sense, what we're doing is sort of providing a way for nature to recover with corporate partners with ourselves, and it's really meant that this scheme has kind of come to life with the additional funding that we get from Lloyds. We can do a really good job on here for nature recovery. One of the main sort of key ideas that we had was to make sure that this was a scheme that involved the community, and by doing that we've involved YORGreenCIC.
Hi, my name's Sean and I'm from a community interest company based in Keighley called YORGreenCIC, and we've been drafted in to assist the Woodland Trust in creating this fantastic new woodland the size of 31 football pitches, and hopefully what we bring to it is all that local enthusiasm. We've been planting trees in the area now for about 20 years, and we've worked in partnership and collaborated with a number of organisations throughout the sectors, the voluntary sector, the public sector and the private sector, and we've managed to encourage those guys to come along and be a part of this fantastic project. One of the things I really want to ensure that you do today is plant an oak tree. So that's that climax tree. That's that tree that could potentially be here in 800 years' time. So have a look on Google Maps tonight. Have a look at Hayhills Farm, see what it looks like, and put it in your diary for about 600 years' time to go back on and just see what a huge impact you've made on the landscape.
The oak tree itself, as Sean has said, it's 800 years, but that tree has 1,000 different species associated with it. So fungi, lichens, insects, birds, all of those sorts of things. So 1,000 things will find its home on one tree. If you imagine we're planting 38,000 trees, imagine how much biodiversity we're going to create over time. There's not a tree going to be planted on here that's not done by a volunteer. So we're not getting contractors, it's all people from the community who can come and use the space over time as well. It's not just the biodiversity, it's getting the maximum benefit for people like yourselves to come out on a day and get away from computers and offices and the day-to-day grind and come and enjoy a bit of time in nature and watch that nature get better over time as well.
Well, we've had a fantastic uptake of people who've come along and played a part in this woodland creation. That includes businesses in the area, faith groups, schools representing each key stage, and local residents who've really kind of adopted this project. And last Sunday we had 60, 70 people turn up just before the Sunday's dinner, thoroughly enjoyed planting, and they've asked for more. So we're continuing to plant for another couple of weeks, and all of the trees that have been put in the ground will be done by volunteers. It'll be a voluntary effort, and again with more faith groups coming back, more school groups coming back, and more business. Just dig out all of that soil, put it to one side, so you can keep it just within the screef there, if you've got room. And then all we'll be looking to do is literally get that tree in the ground, get all of those roots covered up, and because we've got our gloves on, let's get mucky, let's get dirty, scrumple up all of that soil, break it all down, and then what we'll have is no air pockets, all of the roots protected, and a tree that is likely to be here for a very long time.
Well, obviously it feels amazing for me because like in our religious, like in our culture, we have a thing that if you want to immortalize yourself, you better plant a tree because it will last forever. Unless, someone cut it out, which I don't think they would do here.
It's been quite good. It's been nice weather, so it's been nice to be out of the office. Otherwise I would have probably been sat writing a report today, so maybe my opinion would be different if it was raining, but it's very nice today, so I've enjoyed it. I like to think I might be at double digits now, maybe 10, but maybe that's just ego there. That's about it really, yeah. Keep going though.
I've planted about 15 so far, but I had a bit of lunch as well because I was getting hungry. So I'm hoping to plant a few more after lunch as well.
Brilliant, yeah, so many lovely things about it. It's obviously lovely to be outside in the fresh air, it's not raining, it's just the right temperature, with people as well, and doing an activity as well that gets your blood pumping, and it's planting trees, so it's nice to know that we're doing something that's, really worthwhile. This is going to be here like for a long time, so it's great. There's so many good things about today, it's great.
Having a woodland right by will be really nice, and when I one day leave Silsden, knowing I've contributed to it is quite good.
I run a project all about getting people out into nature because we know how beneficial nature is to people's mental health. And this group today, we do a lot of gardening together, and we decided to do this as a fun day out, and I think everybody's really enjoyed it, and it's really helped them relax and improve their well-being and their mental health generally. I think it's fantastic. You planted so many trees here, you're doing such a good job. It's really great to see in the local area.
Hayhills Farm Wood is part of the Northern Forest, and to achieve what we have on site, we've accessed the Grow Back Greener Fund. That's been particularly useful in that when designing, we've used certain things like overstocking to avoid using plastics and chemicals and things like that, and we can justify that in a grant with Grow Back Greener and access the funds accordingly. It's really meant that we've had an awful lot of flexibility in how we achieve the planting and how we achieve the scheme on site. And also it's helped pay for things like the community outreach work and things like that. So it's been really, really valuable for having those on board with the scheme as well.
At first it was an incredibly daunting prospect when we saw these screef holes being put in the ground, which give you an idea of what 38,500 trees look like. But we soon got on with it. We're more than halfway there, and I must admit it's been fantastic to be part of a project at this scale and just bring so many different members of the community together to help create this woodland.